From the News Talk STL studios in St. Louis, it's the Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter. On tonight's episode, 100-year-old World War II hero William Dillon, Professor Jim on the decline of our education system, and the Right Mind studio band, Mitch Murphy and the Murphy Tones. Now putting the fun in your dysfunctional world, here's your host, Todd Showalter.
You are not. I'm sorry, I just had to jump in there. You're not going to believe what I did. You're not. Guess what I did? You know, in what do they call this? The break room here? Is it the little kitchen or whatever? But they have the refrigerator, right? And in the refrigerator, they've got all these little bottled waters that look like they're for midgets. But there's like a sign on it that says "Just for guests." Okay, meaning we're not guests. We're not supposed to have any. But I was a little thirsty, and I stole one. I've got one of these little guest water bottles, and I'm keeping it, and I'm drinking out of it. And I'm waiting for Michelle to come running in here and say, "Drink out of the hose." Like usual. But no, I've got like one of these little bottles here. So do you want some? I'll share it with you.
It seems like you're conflicted because you do want to get away with stuff. So
right.
You do feel like you're family here. We all love you.
Everyone's
hate me here. Very welcoming.
No, they hate me
But
here.
also, you're kind of a guest because you're not here every day. You're just here once a week.
I'm not allowed.
So if you drink half the water and put it back, I think that's a good way to find a middle
So you want
ground.
me to put just the bottle back, or should I put the whole thing with the water back in?
Fill it with tap water and then glue it with super glue around the seal and then put it back.
Love it. And hey, that's an idea, but I'm going to finish it first. You know what I say?
And a squirt of Purell just to make sure the germs are dead.
A squirt up your what?
Squirt of Purell.
Oh, Purell. Yeah. Okay. You know, Joe, one of the owners here, did you hear what I said to him? Because I mentioned it to you before we did our big photo shoot. I said, look, just because I'm being friendly, I hope that doesn't come across as being annoying. Okay, because I think there's a fine line between being friendly and being annoying. And I kind of was insinuating, I wanted him to kind of jump in there and just reassure me, oh, no, Todd, you're friendly. But he didn't give me an answer. I mean, did you see where I'm going with this? Do you think at any time, because I think you can attest to this, I mean, I come into the station and I try to bring my cheer. I mean, a lot of times people are down, you know? I mean, the news cycle's sad and everything, and they've been up early. So I come in here and I try to cheer everybody up. I don't know if it always works.
I see you outside your beautiful Saab, and when you pull up, you have the trampoline on the ground, just like Anthony Robbins. And you do 100 jumps outside your car, and then you throw it back in the trunk. And then you do like the spirit fingers dance, and then you put your hands in front of your face, and you put on a mask a character.
I do.
And then you walk in, and you are ready to entertain the world.
Ready to go. In fact, I came in here this morning, okay, or whatever, I guess this afternoon. I can't remember because I get so excited. But last night, you know, the kids, my son and his wife, they said, hey, we're going to take you out for dinner. It's a surprise. And guess what? We went to Red Lobster, which I thought was gone. I thought they were bankrupt. Well, I'm going to get right to the heart of the story here because they have all these lobster bibs. And I loved my bib so much that I wore it for the rest of the evening. I put it on this morning, and I brought in a bunch of extra bibs, did I not, for everybody here at the station. Okay, I gave one to Ashlyn, and she told me to get away, old man. You're really creeping me out. And then I gave one to you, and you briefly wore yours, but nobody else would wear these. But that was part of and they all did smell like crab legs, okay? But that was part of my thing, my shtick, my way of like showing my cheer and my friendliness to the station.
Yeah, everyone that you meet, you hope that you leave them with a story to tell later on. So the way you snuck up on everyone, did a quick reach around, and then they had the bib and the mess on the front. Yeah, I think that's a great story that we can share.
I think Ashlyn thought I was strangling her because she was working at the board, and I reached around her. I started to put a plastic tie around her neck, and I didn't think most people would have thought, hey, it's a lobster bib. I think she thought maybe it was like one of those, I don't know, one of those things, like those tie-off things or something. And I think she got really worried, and that's why she creeped out and ran out of here.
Yeah, one of those Michael Hutchins NXS autoerotic asphyxiation bibs. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hang yourself in the closet and have a good time.
I think people just don't understand me being friendly. Maybe I should come in here real grumpy. Can you imagine grumpy, Todd?
Would it be quieter?
I think it would be.
No, I can't imagine.
I can't
Todd,
either.
No.
Well, you notice Larry, he always runs into his studio and hides as soon as I get here. I used to take that personally, but I thought, after a while, he's just in there making the soup. But then Ethan, who wanted to be on the show today, but
sales guy Ethan, yeah.
Who, all the way, I'm always trying to be friendly to him too. He said, no, Larry goes in there to hide from you.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Larry, I noticed everyone being mean to you today when you came in because you were doing the reach around bib thing.
Right.
They're saying, get off me.
Right.
And so I noticed that Larry Connors did this thing again where whenever there's snacks around the office,
right,
he feels guilty and he hides a $5 bill under the bucket of snacks.
I know.
And I said, Todd, I can tell everyone's being mean to you today. You now have a new sponsor. It's Larry Connors.
That's right.
And he slipped a $5 bill under the animal crackers. Just take it. Take the $5 bill. And you did.
And did I not take it?
So now we have to do a live read for Larry. He's on weekdays from 6 to 8 on News Talk STL.
That's right. Well, thank you, Larry, for that. And I got a nice crisp, no, it's not crisp, it's kind of water.
It was like shoe money.
It smells like, everything smells like crab legs today. I don't know. And that reminds me of Donald Trump. Did you hear this thing with what is it? He's going to have cage fights at the White House? I think if this guy, Donald Trump, could if I could love somebody anymore, I don't know how it would be possible. Everything he's doing, I mean, he's saving the world, but now he's hosting the Kennedy events, and he's going to have cage fighting on the White House lawn. I mean, all I got to do now is put a bib on him, and my life will be complete.
He's got a twinkle in his eye. He knows he has a funny sense of humor that drives the left crazy. And so his Doge guy, Big Balls.
Yeah.
You hear about Big Balls? Big Balls got beat off in the streets of D.C.
They beat off Big Balls?
He was covered in blood because he got beat off by these kids.
When?
And so Trump is actually naming a new wing of the White House after him. He's putting a ballroom where the Rose Garden is.
Ballroom?
Is it called? It's a big ballroom.
Big ballroom for big balls.
Yeah, and then, of course, I think they're going to hold the UFC cage fighting event in there as well.
Wow.
So there are going to be a lot of beat-offs in the ballroom
They're going to be beating off the big balls in the ballroom. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable.
I hope he's honored. This kid is 21 years old or something. He's very young. I don't know where he came up with this name Big Balls.
Big Balls?
I surely assume they have not fully dropped yet.
Wow, that's amazing. I did not know this. This is UFC stuff. I mean, how is this going to work? Is it going to be like other senators and stuff? They're all going to be cage fighting against each other? Because I think I would like to see Donald Trump get in a cage with Nancy Pelosi and really go at it. That'd be great.
Oh, Donald. Tighter. Put me to sleep.
Give me a bib. Give me a bib. Give me the Red Lobster bib. Oh, wow. Red Lobster. I tell you what, I thought it was totally bankrupt. When we used to go in there in the past, okay, when I was like 4 years old or 10, I can't remember. It could have been yesterday. It was packed. I mean, because you had to wait to get in for like these hush puppies and whatever the heck you would have with it. This place was just totally empty, though.
Cheddar Bay biscuits.
They did have those.
Had the Cheddar Bay biscuits. Okay.
Have you been any place lately that you thought was dead or gone or bankrupt that's actually out there?
I did go to Cheesecake Factory, but it seems like people still confuse that with a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
People are going there for anniversaries, and the prices reflect that, but the clientele does not. There's some trashy people at the Galleria Mall Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are flies in everything, and it's mall walkers can just look at you while you eat. I mean, that's not the type of romance that I want for a birthday party or an anniversary party.
Well, wait a minute.
But seriously, bowl of pasta is like bow tie with a little bit of fettuccine. $40. $40
Get out
for
of
a
here.
plate. Now, they do give you the free bread.
Free bread? Well, you're going to have to eat like a whole truck for it. And you've got
looks
to
like a
Aldi.
Duke.
Yeah, Aldi, that would have been $40 you spent. I mean, you
$40 or a bowl of bow tie.
You could have fed the entire station here with pasta from Aldi for $40 and some. And I've got $5, so we could have gotten some gnocchi to go with it.
My girl got some lo mein, same thing. You're getting Chinese food. It's not elevated Chinese food. It's just Chinese food that's, instead of a cardboard box, it's on a plate.
And what's elevated Chinese food? Like you sit up high because they're little people and you eat it on a ladder or something like that? What is this?
I think it's if the lighting is a little bit dimmer, then they can charge more money. That's another thing. It's too dang bright.
Oh,
Too dang bright in the Cheesecake Factory. Luckily, my mom gave me a $50 gift card. That's the only reason I would even go there.
Why'd she give you a $50 gift card? Did you do something special?
All right, the $50 gift card was one of those choose-your-own-adventure gift cards where you could choose from 6 different places.
Oh, yeah.
One was AMC, one was Cheesecake Factory. I'm a critic that gets to go to free screenings all the time.
Oh, yes,
so
you are.
It would be a waste to go to that trash dump known as the AMC Esquire. off of Clayton.
That's still open, too.
Yeah, so what I did was I chose the Cheesecake Factory so I could take my lady out for a meal. And, oh, boy, they sat me underneath the vent. It was 50 degrees, and luckily I did bring 3 sweaters.
Wow.
Made my food cold as soon as they served it to me.
This is a really sad story.
The butter was unspreadable because it was, don't you hate it when they give you cold butter?
Well, you should have gone to Red Lobster because everything is floating in butter.
Yes.
I mean, we should have traded, done a trade. I mean, because at Red Lobster, it's just, you say, if you want something, it's butter, then it comes with something with the butter. So you're saying that your place didn't have any butter.
Nope, they give you the cold pats of butter that you try and put on your bread, and when you start spreading it, you just rip in the holes in the bread.
Unbelievable. And you were with the lovely Erica during this whole time.
She makes everything okay, though.
But she left now, didn't she? I mean, you said that she bolted out of town, and so she went to the Cheesecake Factory with you, said, I've had enough, and now she bolted and she's out of town, so you're batching it on your own? This is the first I've heard of this.
You know how girls don't use the bathroom, so maybe she went all the way to Kansas City to relieve herself after that wonderful meal at the Cheesecake Factory. She didn't even want to be in the same zip code as me.
Oh, wow.
Just to keep it a secret. Yeah, she's on a work trip, and she's sending me pictures of her hotel room. You know it's a good hotel room when the floors are sticky.
What?
The carpet in her room is sticky for some reason.
Sticky from what?
I think from love.
Oh, so she's in a sticky... oh, wow.
So she's laid down towels from the bathroom
that
lead all the way from the front door to the bedroom so that her feet don't get sticky when she walks through.
Well, couldn't she just call the front desk and say, hey, I think somebody's been making some stickiness in my room. Can you come clean it up?
Would you like a sticky floor on the higher level or a lower level?
Yeah, exactly.
They're all sticky, my friend.
Wow. And this all happened on her way to the bathroom. Do you ever notice that girls go to the bathroom in pairs? I mean, guys don't do this. Have you ever been out to dinner with, because we've been out to dinner. It'd be like, the 4 of us going out to dinner, and all of a sudden the girls, my wife and Erica, let's go to the bathroom. Oh, I'll go with you. You ever notice that? Guys don't do that. If I got up to go to the bathroom and you said, oh, I'll go with you, I'd say, no, you're not. Sit down. Why do girls do this?
Now, I know why guys do this, because you need to keep one guy at the table to protect the food and any other women that have been left behind that weren't allowed to go to the bathroom.
What?
So I actually stay back to make sure everyone is protected. That's the manly instinct that I have. I keep a butter knife in one hand, a fork in the other, and I'm ready to fight off any waiters that are trying to clear our table.
Well, you don't have to protect any women because if one gets up, the rest are going to get up and go.
The ugly one usually gets left behind.
The ugly one does get left behind, but then what are they going to? But if it's an ugly one, I mean, does it even matter?
The 2 go so they can cat call. No, that's the good thing. Trash talk. The other ugly one. The 2 pretty ones go to the bathroom, and then I have to protect the ugly one.
So you're saying that that any of the girls that don't get up during dinner, lunch, or whatever you may be dining, when you may be dining, if you don't get up with the rest of the bathroom,
you're the ugly one.
You're the ugly one. Wow, that's good to know. Wow, that is really something. I mean. What my wife? Okay, for example, she's going out. She went with her sorority girls when we went to the Red Lobster here last night, and I just wanted to kind of throw it out here because she always comes home smelling like Drakkar, like a men's aftershave. I mean, she says the women they wear Drakkar. Do you think that she's telling the truth?
I could assume that, women be shopping. I have heard that on Def Comedy Jam. Women do be shopping.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that maybe when she was at the Macy's that some cologne got spilled on her because those people behind the counter, they're pushy.
Yeah, right.
They'll spray you right in the eyes and be like, "You like this?"
What?
So maybe she accidentally did get sprayed by a Drakkar.
You think that's what it is, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because one of those makeup counters where people can make you up and stuff like that. If you're a guy, they don't appreciate it if you ask them. Because me, I wear my lovely bronze. We'll get back to this whole Drakkar story. But I mean, if you're at Macy's or something like that, women can sit right at the makeup counter and they'll do them right there. Makeup, that is. And guys can't do it. But I asked if I could have my bronzer applied at the makeup counter, and like Ashlyn that ran out of here, they said, "Get away, creepy old man."
I don't think guys like to be pampered like that. I have done some work for this company called the Hair Saloon for Men.
Yeah, I used to go there.
I worked for them for a while.
Doing what?
I was doing some broadcasting, recording, podcasting stuff for them.
Did you?
Doing some commercials and editing one of the podcasts that
I didn't know that
they funded. And so I would get these coupons for free haircuts.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, great. Great Clips is fine, but let me try Hair Saloon for Men.
Right.
And it's so confusing because right when you walk in, they give you a full 12-ounce can of Budweiser.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they pop it.
Yeah.
And you think, I'm going to be here 20 minutes. Am I supposed to chug this
Just
entire beer?
Right.
And then, this is while I'm in the waiting room, right? But you're telling me the wait is 2 minutes. So am I supposed to take the beer and chug it in that 2 minutes, or am I
Yeah.
supposed to take it with me to the haircutting chair, and you've put an entire bib, body-size bib, over my body?
Yes.
Am I supposed to reach out from under the bib and take drinks? And then, of course, the hair that you're cutting is falling into my beer as I'm drinking it?
Yeah.
It's a confusing situation. If anything, they need to do the, like the half water that you have there.
Right.
They should only give you half beers.
Well,
or like little Dixie cups full of beer, not an entire can.
Well, and not only that, I think that they tried to get you liquored up, because then if they screwed up your hair, you'd be too sloshed to even notice.
As you like in the back how I rounded it, and I don't know, I have double vision.
I'm trash, man. It's fine to me. You got
Are
a
the
ball
sideburns
cap?
uneven for you? I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, hey, we got a crazy show today. You're not going to believe this. Guess who we have coming on? How old are you? You're like 40.
I'm
I know
40,
that.
yeah.
Okay, and so if you were to take your age and my age and add it up, that's the guy that's coming on here. He's like, I think I'm not going to try to do math tricks. We have a 100-year-old no, he's not ex. He's a World War II.
Once a Marine, always a Marine.
Always a Marine. I shouldn't say ex, but a World War II hero, and he's 100 years old. He's going to be 101 on September 6th. So I don't know. I mean, I got a lot to talk with him about. Let's start with when you were like 2 years old and just work our way up. So it could be a really, really long show.
We have done 2 years of episodes.
Yes, we have.
There's like 50 or so episodes or weeks in a year. I bet we have the same amount of episodes or more than him. We've done like 103 episodes.
You're right, we have.
What a coincidence. I mean, we should celebrate. Hopefully he doesn't talk too slow and I have to speed it all up.
Well, not only that, if he brings up his age, I'm going to say, well, we've got over 100 episodes. What do you think of that? That's what I'll say.
How many lives did you save? Well,
let's get to our story.
Right Mind Show.
Enough about you. Yeah,
we've
blah,
saved
blah.
a lot of lives.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. But then Professor Jim, who hasn't been on in a while because, well, it's a long story. It was because of the incident. But now he's become a rebel. He's like writing columns for some California paper or something, and he's calling out he's biting the hand that feeds him. He's like going after these educational institutions that just become a giant ripoff, and he's calling them out. So
we don't warn the guests about this, but anything you say on this show probably will be used against you in the court of law.
Absolutely.
So any trash talking that Professor Jim has done about the educational system, I think will lead to his eventual firing.
Oh, I think so too, because if you notice, we've had some people that I won't mention on the air. First name is Dave. Has asked us to, after we've taped the show, they'll say, "Hey, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. Can you cut this part out, or that part that we talked about? Can you cut that out?" And what do? We mark that so that's the part we make sure stays in the show, isn't it?
Unless you're a coach for a prominent football team, we do not make edits when you request them.
Yeah, right. Well, are you talking about Coach Tom? Because he's coming back on. He's coming back on next week. And so I don't know if he's out of detention with, can we even mention the team that he's with?
We can't, no.
I mean, it's all, anyway, he'll be on next week if we still have a show.
We will call him if he doesn't want to come into the station.
Yeah, well, we'll drag him in is what we'll do. Hey, well, it is going to be a good show when we come back. In the meantime, I am Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joey V. This is The Right Mind Show. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter, 100-year-old World War II hero William Dillon. Welcome back to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter on News Talk STL. And now a man who plans to live to be 100 as long as these distracted soccer moms stop hitting him on his morning jogs down Doherty Ferry Road in Baldwin, Todd Showalter.
And we're back. I'm Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joey V. And on the line now, well, we actually have Cameron Moore, who's been on the show before, but he is with William Dillon, who is a World War II hero. He's 100 years old. He's going to be turning 101 on September 6th. This is a big thrill to have him on. Cameron, are you going to do an intro for us?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for having us on, Todd. So Bill is a World War II veteran who served on the USS Sailfish. He was in the Battle of Formosa. He rescued a dozen downed fighter pilots during the war. He took down multiple Japanese ships, including a Japanese aircraft carrier. He received 2 Bronze Stars, one with Valor, which is just absolutely incredible. But Bill's most proud of his work after he got out of the military, which he was a big part of sending the first GPS satellite into space. Now, we just got back from an incredible weekend hosted by the Gateway Pundit in Las Vegas, where Bill got to spend a lot of time with General Flynn, a lot of well-known speakers, and he was dancing the night away and full of energy and just an amazing guy. So I'll put you on with Bill right now. Okay?
That sounds great. Look forward to it.
Hey, Todd, this is Bill.
Well, okay. Well, there's so many things I want to ask you. I mean, because, and again, it's almost your birthday coming up, so happy early birthday.
Thank you very much.
So, 100 years old, you've obviously seen a lot of stuff. I mean, and you were a World War II a veteran. I'm going to jump right to one of my big questions here. What do you think, after all the stuff that you've experienced, what do you think of the state of the world we're in today?
I think it's terrible, quite frankly. Hey, Todd, I could talk to you for a long time with respect to that question.
Sure.
But I'm not going to do that. But I will tell you, when we fought World War II, it was one nation. We were locked in. We were really together. There was no such thing as a Democrat and a Republican or independent or anything like that. We were one country. But right now, it's so damn divided, beginning with Obama and Biden. This country is getting wider and wider and wider, and there's nothing that Trump can say or do. They won't even give him credit for getting up in the morning. The question you asked me, right now the world is in terrible shape, and I had an interview before Trump was elected, and I said he's not going to be the president of the United States. He's going to be the president of the world, and he is.
Throughout the years, I mean, so you went through World War II, and then time went on and things like. I mean, out of all those spans of time, I mean, was there a favorite era? Was there a time period that you thought, wow, if I could go back, I'd really like to go back to this time?
No, nothing really. If I had to live my life over again, I'd do the same thing I did. And yes, I'm proud of what I did in the war. But I'm more proud of what I did after the war. When you look at what the hell I did after the war, well, before when I was in, you got to remember, when I went into service at 17 years old of age, I went in when I hadn't even graduated from high school yet. It's only a junior. And when I came out in 1947, and I was married at that time because I got married in January 46. And as I was married, I already had a youngster. And I went back to high school, and I went back to high school. Now I had two kids go back to high school, no job. So the professor just said, "Bill, get the hell out of here." He said, "Get your GED," which I did. I got my GED, and then I signed up for University of Florida, and I got my engineering degree. And then time goes on, I got my master's degree, and then time goes on, and then I went to UCLA and tried to get my PhD. I just ran out of time on that. So as far as like I said, so after the war, when I was a range planning manager, is that I had 4 PhDs on my staff.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. Here's a high school kid comes out and he winds up with 4 doctors on his staff just in a few years,
Well, and then you got involved with satellites, you said. So how did this all is part of stemming off becoming an engineer?
Oh, but there's a long story. I'll give you short. I was in Cocoa Beach, and I was in there for 14 years. And Secretary of Defense David Packard had a program that he wanted the Air Force to find out, what the requirements were 5 years in advance, and then another 5 years, another 10 years in advance. So we had a program that he wanted, which we called near term and far term. So the near term was the first 5 years, and the far term was the next 5 years. So in that, they wanted to transfer me from Cocoa Beach to out here to Los Angeles, and I said no, I don't want to go. And no, I'm not going. Kids are at school, blah 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 blah. Well, when you're working on a job, sometimes you don't have any choice. They say you're going. So they wanted me. So I headed a team of 21 engineers that worked on January 1970 until September of 1970. I worked 90 hours a week. I never had a day off, except at the end we took a day off to go to church, and we finished that program. And out of that program was all the development work for the GPS. we designed all the trajectories for, we had the 3 constellations. Each constellation included 6 satellites each. That's a total of 18 satellites. We calculated all the trajectories for that. And in fact, I did the ground station. We actually finished that with the 4 classified secret documents. Back then, you couldn't say GPS. And I authored my signatures on the ground system. I did that, for the GPS. And the GPS didn't have their first launch until probably about 6 years after they did a study. And the reason why we didn't have a launch vehicle heavy enough, powerful enough to launch the vehicles in all the constellations, because when you launch out of the Cape, if you notice, you got to make turns in order to get into the trajectories you want. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you can picture this, Todd, or not, but what the hell we did in that 9 months that we worked our balls off, and they took our president to Washington D.C. and gave him the highest technical award, and we haven't got to this day. The 21 guys that busted our ass haven't really even got recognition. But I don't care, and the reason why I don't care, because it's all documented, and my names are on the documents, and so is all the other guys that I headed up.
Right. Okay. So you didn't get the public recognition, but you did. Everybody knows that you did it. Wow. I mean, so it seems. I mean, so many things you could talk about. So you obviously, you said you got married. I mean, do you have a family, kids, and things like that?
Yes, I got married. Got 7 kids. I got 2 boys and 5 girls. And I was married. I met my wife when she was 13. I married her when she was 18. Uh-huh. I had her for 72 years and 4 months when I lost her. And I lost her 8 years ago because of a girl on a cell phone. As one of the intersections here in Los Angeles, she was on a cell phone and ruined 2 of her cars. But my wife she didn't hold up because it took her about 14 months. And then she passed. Of course, she broke ribs, and so did I. We were both a mess, but I recovered, but she couldn't. So, yes,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So am I. So anyway, it's tough. But as far as then, seriously, you think about it. Then what else did I do? I worked when I was in Cocoa Beach. I developed the very first electronic checkout for launch vehicles, and prior to the development. What they'd done, everything was by analog, and it would take 3 to 5 days after a test before you go through and you had to do all the measurements and everything else and check it to see whether or not you were a success. But I worked 2 years with IBM. It's a long story which goes to that, and we documented. So we came up with a electronic checkout for the launch vehicle, so that when you're done, you're done. In fact, it was so good, NASA picked it up and NASA started using, ours were different trajectories and everything else, but they took the software and began to use it on the NASA side.
Wow.
So anyway, then I worked on. They got me involved with the Consolidated Space Operations Center, which is the most secret. I had top secret clearance most of the time when I was in the service. So if you look at that time, they put me in charge of the design engineer for the working with the Consolidated Space Operations Center, and it's another one of those jobs that they brought me over to. They were in deep yogurt. They had overruns, and it was just all screwed up like Hogan's goat. So they asked me to come over and be a part of the development to straighten it out, which I did, and. But then, 6 years after I retired, and Cameron knows it, after I retired, they sent me a plaque, which I think it summarizes my entire life, because if you ever read it, and I guess Cameron will show it to you sometime.
Right.
It's in there where this was a lieutenant general from who headed up the Consolidated Space Operations Center. 6 years after I retired, by the way, they sent me the plaque. And said that the work I did with my diligency and my intelligence, blah, 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 and the work we did would carry into the next century.
Oh, sure. So, yeah, well, you can see that. So you got a plaque that pretty much gave you that recognition for everything you've done there.
that's it's the greatest award plaque that I got for my entire life, because what it did for me, it summarizes my whole career.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, especially if you can imagine, coming from submarine and coming from a kid who hadn't even graduated from high school and doing the kinds of things I did when I got back, I'm amazed myself. I kept saying I couldn't do it. It was other people who tell me, yes, you can. I said, no, I can't. He said, yes, you can. And so evidently I can.
So that was going to be my question for you next. I mean, so after all the things that you've done and all the things that you've been through and you've seen so much, what if you were able to give some advice to younger people nowadays, or it doesn't even have to be younger people, just people in general, what advice would you give them?
In all seriousness, Todd, and I mean this from my heart, really. The biggest thing is don't the word can't, C-A-N-T, take the word can't out of your vocabulary. The word can't does not exist. So the bottom line that I try to tell all these young kids, whatever goal you have in mind, you just stay with that goal, and don't you listen to anybody who tells you can't. If that's what you want, you can, C-A-N. So I've done that more than once. And I've got fantastic reception on this, where I don't talk about how good I was, blah blah. I don't do that crap. Really, I just said, hey, you really, if you want it, you go get it, and no matter what anybody tells you, you don't just tell them to go fly a kite. You're going to stick with it. I don't care what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So what's my message? My message is, don't ever say can't.
I like that, and I agree with you. People tend to quit too early, and I mean, you're living proof that sticking to your goals pays off in the end. Well, I got to tell you again, we're just about out of time. I want to wish you a happy early birthday. I'd love to talk with you again, but again, let's give another mention of your book. It's again, Strike of the Sailfish, or give a shout out to the book again.
Yes, hey, Strike of the Sailfish. Before you even real quick, go on the internet and just go on the internet and in the search bar, or just type in Bill Dillon.
Okay.
And then Bill Dillon, listen, submarine veteran. Just Bill Dillon, submarine veteran. Just that.
Okay.
And and then you wait till you see what you see.
I bet. No, you've had a remarkable life, remarkable stories. And again, I'm sorry that we're short on. We only have a limited amount of time today, but I would love to talk with you more. And just I think we could talk for weeks actually with all the experiences that you have. But it's truly an honor to have you on the show. I mean, we've had actors, athletes, all kinds of politicians, but I mean, you're definitely a highlight, and I really appreciate you coming on the show today.
That's not too bad for a 101-year-old guy.
I tell you what. I mean, okay, I'm going to ask you one more question. Is there a secret? Is there a secret to making it to 101?
Yes. And I'm going to tell you again, I'm sorry to say, a good wife.
A good wife. Okay. All
right.
A good wife. Okay. My wife is going to be listening.
Why do I say that? The reason why I have to say a good wife, because a good wife, you make a good team. Uh-huh. That also makes, if you have a good wife, that means you got a good husband.
There you go.
A good wife.
There really. You go. Okay. Well, I have a good wife, so maybe I'll make it to 101 as well. So,
okay.
If she doesn't kill me first, Bill.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Okay. Thank you very much for being on. I look forward to talking with you again. Again, congratulations on everything, and happy birthday early. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Todd. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm seriously, Joey, we talked to a lot of people on here, but I mean, it's kind of like you're talking to, can you imagine 100 years of things that you would see in 100 years? I mean, I think about just like 1 year, the things I see, or 1 week or 1 minute, but 100 years, I mean, can you imagine? I just can't imagine it.
No, and thinking about the agreement I have with my lady, I wonder if we'll get to be 100 and happy together, because we have both agreed that if one of us ends up in a wheelchair, we will have an open marriage, open relationship. It's not about whether I love you anymore. It's just you're not hot to me anymore.
Right.
And it's about my needs. Do you have an agreement with your lady like that? A hall pass situation in case she gets a hobble or a lazy eye or something?
No, my wife just basically, like I was just mentioning to Bill here, she says, if you get on my nerves too much, I'll just kill you first.
Okay.
So like it's taken care of. In the meantime, I'm Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy in the whole world, Joey V. Mitch in the background is, again, he's done absolutely nothing today. I'm going to fire him after the show. This is The Right Mind Show. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter, Professor Jim has a family emergency, so sales guy Ethan saves the day. Welcome back to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter on News Talk STL. Now a man who once had a failed career as a door-to-door pepper spray salesman, Todd Showalter.
Hey, we're back. I'm Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joey V. Mitch in the background, again, doing absolutely nothing. And guess what happened, Joey? You're not going to believe it. Apparently, Professor Jim, who was coming on, there's some type of, he said it's a 911 emergency, which sounds really 911-ish. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but fortunately.
We'll give him a pass.
We'll give him a pass just this one time.
As long as we get a good story out of it next week.
What happened, though? Because salesman Ethan, okay, he could just see like how perplexed and the flummoxed I was. He said, Todd, what happened? What's wrong? You look like you're worried. You're traumatized. I said, get out of my way. I'm going to pee my pants.
He said, you need a bathroom, buddy?
Yeah, and I said, no, we're not doing that. That's what the girls do, and we're not doing the girl stuff. Anyway, to get the long story, to get to the short of it, here Ethan came in here at the last second. He was right in the middle of selling more airtime to cut our show down to 5 minutes, but he said he would help out and tell us all about all the wonderful stuff he's involved in or not involved in, but he's going to give us a great segment, and we're going to promise to give him more than 3 minutes.
This is not being edited out. This part right here?
This is it, because this is your time to shine. You have actually and here's part of the show, Ethan. I don't know if you know it. As soon as you get ready to talk, I'm just going to cut you off and talk over you. Okay, so now that you are here, you're here to save this episode of The Right Mind Show, which, by the way, we're in our 3rd year now. I'm going to talk about my 5-year-old birthday party. No, I'm going to go to you, Ethan. Ethan, thank you. And what's new in the Ethan world?
Selling, and more selling.
More selling. We got to make this exciting now for the listeners, okay? Because a lot of people don't, and again, I will shut up eventually, but you are the world's best salesman in the entire world. When we started this show, it's an hour-long show. This show is on for an hour and 20 minutes. Now you got our show cut down to like 28 minutes and 2 seconds. How do you go out there and sell all this? And what is your secret being the master salesman that you are?
Well, funny that you should ask me that, Todd.
I just did. Yes, I did.
It is pounding the pavement.
Pavement.
Going out, meeting people. Cold calling is a part of the being successable.
Now, explain this to us without boring the listeners. Now, you call people on the phone and you say, hi, and people actually answer the phone. I mean, because typically when I answer the phone and I know it's somebody I don't want to talk to, I hang up. Now, how do you deal with that?
To be honest, it is a mixed bag. You have some people that are very receptive, and it's all about timing and catching them at the right time, trying to get them to do more advertising. Some people you have to work on a little harder and leave messages and play cat and mouse. It's a mixed bag.
Okay, this is really boring. Now, your car.
Yes.
Let's get to that.
Yes.
Now, you have basically, you've sucked up, okay, because you went and had your whole car, like, wrapped and everything with all the station decals and all that stuff.
Sucked up maybe a little strong
You're
term.
giving me, like, the mean look here, but don't worry, I'm not intimidated because I'm on this side of the counter. That may not be for long. I didn't mean sucked up. I mean, what did I mean, Joey?
He has allowed the station to put our
I've
logos
given them permission, yes.
on his vehicle.
I've given them
he
permission.
didn't need us. We needed him.
Okay,
yes.
so they sucked up to you is what you're saying. Okay, so there's a lot of sucking going on. But you basically wrapped your car in paraphernalia that basically says, look, I'm a driving billboard for News Talk
An
STL.
award-winning car, about to win a couple more awards tonight. Ethan, I'm so excited that you're here because, as you know, I've been laptopless lately. My laptop is in the shop, and so I haven't been sitting at the Brainstorm desk with you.
Well, that's funny that you brought that up because I thought I was being blown off.
No, I would never blow you off.
Never.
We have the lunch table out here, and Ethan and I sit together, and we talk movies every day at lunch, but ever since I've been laptopless, I've been hiding out in Tony Colombo's office.
I know you have.
And so I
miss you, Joey.
I've been lacking some Ethan time, so I'm glad this is happening because he has the best movie recommendations, and every movie that he tells me to watch, I put on my watch list, and I put off for a year or two, but I get to them eventually.
So wait a minute. Now, you're interesting that you the movie reviewer.
I watch a movie every day that's not an Ethan recommendation.
I'll be darned. And so you are the movie connoisseur, Ethan. Is that what he's saying?
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I try to have him see movies that are not the most popular movies.
He loves Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson, he has a lot of depth, because he's always in a crisis situation.
Yeah, and he would be my favorite actor, believe it or not.
Liam Neeson is your favorite actor.
That is correct.
He's my favorite actor and actress. I mean, I think he did a wonderful job. He was hilarious in Schindler's List. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Okay,
no.
Well, that's probably.
I saw all the Taken movies. That's where I started liking him.
It's a lot like Taken. They're all the same.
Now he's taking Pam Anderson.
So. He's taking Pam Anderson. I do know that. Let's get right to the heart of the matter, though, because I know that you're a wedding planner, and I know there's a lot of ladies out there that are listening to this, or maybe not. And you being a guy that you have all these things with your car and your sales jobs and all this stuff, but you're also planning a wedding, which is really kind of out of character for you. What if there are any future brides or mothers of the bride out there, or fathers of the bride? What is the best best advice that you can give them when planning a wedding?
Set a budget.
Okay, what kind of budget is it? Because you started at what, $40 in a keg? Was that what it was?
Yeah, and with some plastic cups.
Plastic cups. Okay, great. So just stick to that. Where's it going to be? Is it going to be at the Red Lobster? Because I have pulled
my
there.
daughter's wedding will actually be at Brookdale Farms in Eureka.
Okay, and what day is that? What day is the date?
I won't give you the date. It'll be later next year.
Later next year. You can't give us so nobody listening to the show.
In the month of September.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm thinking it must be wonderful for all this bonding time that you had with your daughter, because in a way you're kind of taking that final step of giving her away, but you get to have this time now to really figure out if you want to continue being her number one favorite dad.
Right, true.
Yeah, well, I am her number one favorite dad.
She's going to get a new one
because
soon, right?
I'm writing the checks left and right.
So you are writing the checks. But you're making the case. You're out there doing all this stuff, like selling all this airtime and stuff. And I also want to throw in, because, I typically bring this back to me. I don't know why, but I do. But the thing is, you are one of the reasons, or your daughters are one of the reasons, that I was warned at this station that there are certain words and terminology that I cannot use.
Yes.
I mean, and I'm just going to put it out there.
With impressionable children.
Well,
yes.
Here's the thing. And seriously, management came up to me, and you know how I am with management. It's like water and oil, okay? And they told me, Todd, there are certain things you're not allowed to say in these walls here, because you brought your lovely daughters into the station one day, and I just mistakenly, jokingly thought that everybody in the world has seen the movie Airplane, okay? And so everybody that's seen Airplane knows the quote, "Have you ever seen a grown man naked?" And so I said that to your daughters, thinking that they had seen the movie Airplane, which they apparently had not. Correct. And you, as the father, were just horrified and shocked, as was management, not realizing that this was all a big joke on my part, okay? And I was told, you cannot say, "Have you ever seen a grown man naked?"
We're just letting the attorneys handle that, so...
Well, I don't know what to say. I mean, there's nothing of mine to take. You have my Red Lobster bib if you want it. Yes. But heck, I don't. So now, I watch every word I say everywhere I go now. I mean, it's just amazing.
It sounds like Todd's trying to blame you as a father for failing to show them that movie.
That's right. Being the movie buff.
Being the failure as a father.
That 50-year-old movie, that's on you.
Well, apparently, you just said that any movie he recommends, you watch. So apparently, he has not recommended Airplane.
He watches begrudgingly.
Begrudgingly. Okay, well, have you recommended Airplane? And maybe you should recommend your daughter see it. That way, the next time a guy comes up to him and says, "Have you ever seen a grown man naked?" they wouldn't be horrified.
I'm not allowed
and run away.
To discuss movies with him anymore. That is our agreement. It's our gentleman's agreement.
Do you like movies with gladiators? I mean, apparently I can't say that either.
There's some things that out of context just sound a little disgusting, that's all. Well, and you can get in trouble. Even if you say, "Oh, I was quoting a movie."
I did.
Yeah, you were quoting a slasher film. "Oh, I said I was going to kill you. I was just quoting Halloween."
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, movies are movies. But I mean, I hope you let your daughter know that this guy he's harmless. He's harmless, Todd, and he was quoting a movie. Yes, but thanks to you.
Well, honestly, they didn't think anything of it, so you are fine.
Okay, well, I didn't think anything. Yeah. If I thought of everything I said, my gosh, I'd just be a neurotic mess.
And just before we end this wonderful interview,
so you're ending it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So,
wow, did you hear that, Joey?
I wanted to thank you for having me on as a guest. It has been truly a pleasure, as always. It's my pleasure.
Well, I got to tell you what, you came in here and pinched back. We brought you up from the minors, even though you're already in the big leagues, because Professor Jim had an emergency. He was going to talk about fighting DEI and all this stuff and like taking over the educational system in California. And you came in here and you pretty much
I'm always swinging for the fences.
You're swinging for the fences,
right.
And you did it. You did it,
Thank
my
you.
friend.
Your check's in the mail.
Well, yeah, okay. All right, I appreciate it.
This weekend, let's all agree to do a book club for movies, whatever that would be called. We're going to do a watch along. Ethan has recommended the Liam Neeson's classic Retribution.
It
is one of his favorite movies that I've seen, and it's only a couple years old. It's on Stars.
2023 it came out.
So we need to reconvene next week and give our review of Retribution.
Is this like homework?
Liam Neeson.
Because I never did my homework.
And it's directed by a guy named Nimrod, so you'll probably relate to this guy. Yeah.
Nimrod?
Nimrod Attel is the director.
Nimrod. Who names their kid Nimrod? Is that to talk about fathers? I bet you if I said, have you ever seen a grown man naked to his daughters, that it wouldn't even be a big deal.
And I imagine his daughters didn't see Airplane either.
I bet you they didn't. I guess not. Nimrod.
He's from Hungary.
They name what? Do you have stupid names in Hungary? What? Hey, this is my son Nimrod. Thanks, mom, loser. I mean, what is? Oh. This has been a very flummoxed show, if you tell. I mean, we've had 100-year-old war veterans on. We've had people that have had emergencies. We've had you save the day, and we brought back my traumatic past of not being invited to station functions and saying things inappropriately, which is maybe why I'm not invited to station functions.
I can't wait to get a critic screening that Ethan would want to go to. And he told me he had his eyes set on the Meg 3. Megalodon, about the big dinosaur shark. He can't wait for
the Megalodon shark.
Wow. Okay, so you're into you're in a tour. You're into art films. Yeah.
Action adventure.
Action adventure. Well, okay.
And I'm going to take him. Because I know my girl won't go to see the Meg 3.
Well, you had a good time today.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you. This was long overdue.
I know it has been. That's what she said. Have you had a good time today?
I had a wonderful time. And like you, I am walking weird because I got to use the bathroom. So let's go together.
Let's all go together like a bunch of girls.
Let's skip, but we keep our legs together.
3 guys together. We could all go to the bathroom together, just like the girls do at the restaurant, and we could maybe powder our nose. What do you say?
I'm still waiting for my bib.
Yeah, here's right here.
Thank you.
There you go. Just pulled it out of for you. Anyway, well, you know what I always say, don't you? Mm-hmm. You know what I always say, Joey? If you don't have a right mind, you don't have a mind at all. Till next time, I'm Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy in the whole world, along with, Joey V, by the way, along with Ethan, who's also my bestest buddy, and Mitch, who I hate now because he never does anything. This is The Right Mind Show. Till next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter. To find out about all things Todd, go to toddsprod.com. We will see you next Saturday night at 5 p.m. and Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. right here on 1019 94.1 News Talk STL and always streaming online at newstalkstl.com.